Project DNA just dropped a new trailer, and if even half of what we just saw translates into real gameplay, this could be one of the most ambitious MMORPG launches we've seen in years. Let's watch it first.
A cultivated shell. Transplanted memories. Am I still human? Is immortality a blessing or a curse? Without death, does life still matter? Now, I'll find the answer.
Alright, so here's the immediate reaction. This doesn't look like a small-scale MMO trying to compete quietly. This looks like a studio aiming directly at the top of the genre. The first thing that stands out is scale. The environments don't look like segmented MMO zones stitched together. They look massive. Wide-open landscapes, towering structures, dense vertical architecture. There's a cinematic quality to the world design that suggests they're building something meant to feel epic, not just functional. Now, the big question with any MMO trailer is always the same. Is this actual gameplay or highly polished cinematic representation? Because visually, this trailer is pushing a near-action RPG standard. The lighting, particle effects, and character detail feel more like a single-player Unreal Engine showcase than a traditional tab-target MMO. If this is truly representative of in-engine gameplay, that's impressive. Combat is the second thing that jumps out. It doesn't look slow or traditional. It looks fast, reactive, and ability-driven. There are flashes of large-scale encounters that suggest raid-style battles, possibly world bosses, maybe even large PvP conflicts. That's important. MMORPG trailers often lean into spectacle. The real test will be whether combat feels weighty and responsive when players actually control it, not just when it's choreographed for a trailer. Another interesting detail is tone. This doesn't feel cartoonish or overly stylized. It leans darker, more serious, almost cinematic in its presentation. That suggests they may be targeting a more mature MMO audience rather than the typical colorful fantasy crowd. But here's where expectations need to stay grounded. Ambition in MMOs is easy to show in trailers. It's much harder to sustain over years of live service development. Server stability, endgame depth, monetization model, PvP balance, none of that shows up in a 2-minute cinematic, and that's what will ultimately define Project DNA. If this is a genuinely large-scale MMORPG built with modern engine tech, fluid combat, meaningful progression systems, and strong endgame design, it could absolutely disrupt the current MMO landscape. But if this is mostly cinematic promise without systemic depth, it could struggle the way many visually impressive MMOs have before. Right now, what we can say confidently is this. The production value is high, The scale looks ambitious, and the studio clearly wants attention. The next step will be gameplay showcases. Real combat loops, real systems. That's when we'll know if this is just another flashy reveal, or something genre-shifting. So what did you think? Does Project DNA look like the next big MMORPG? Or are you waiting to see actual gameplay before getting hyped? Let me know below. If more details drop, we'll break those down too.
Playable